Hello students, welcome to another video for class 7. We are doing this chapter in chemistry, metals and non-metals. Today we will be discussing about an important topic, that is corrosion. So let us begin. So children, have you heard the word corrosion before? Yes, I think you might have seen some corroded objects as well. Corrosion is a process in which the surface of a metal is eaten away by exposure to the substance present in the atmosphere. So mostly it is some air component like oxygen, carbon dioxide, or any such compound in the air generally which corrodes or eats away or destroys the surface of metal. Now, what is happening during corrosion is that the metal is reacting with that substance, and a chemical compound is being formed which is making the metal look uneven and discolored. It can spread throughout the metal, and also it can cause widespread damage, and a huge cost problem can arise because if nice and big iron bridges or any such thing gets corroded, there may be a great loss and there may be accidents also. So unless the corrosion is stopped, the object is going to lose its strength and it is going to change to a powdery flaky form. So you can see that some objects here which are corroded, you can see the rust on them. Now, when we talk about the different metals, there are many metals which corrode and they look little different once they corrode. So if the object is of copper, you will see it turns green when exposed to air. And it is because it is reacting with which gas? Carbon dioxide, okay? Please remember the gas, it's very important. And it is forming a green color of copper carbonate. The process generally is called tarnishing of copper. And the other metal is silver. You might have be having the silver jewelry or silver utensils at your home, which generally turns dull and black when it is exposed with the sulfur compounds which are present in the air. Also, we say that it gets oxidized and becomes black at times. And aluminium is another metal which generally forms a layer of aluminum oxide due to the presence of moisture and oxygen. And this here acts as a protective layer, you can say a protective barrier, and it stops the further corrosion. So that is why you will see that the property of aluminum makes it useful for outdoor installations, like it is used for the roof sheets and the electrical cable, because this aluminum oxide layer formed over it prevents the further corrosion from happening. And the very common one are iron, which is a reddish brown coating of rust forms on the iron due to the presence of moist air. Please remember moist air. And you can see the gates, pipes, locks, and nuts, etc. They are turning the reddish color, reddish brown color develops on them because of rusting. So rusting is a chemical change, dear children, please remember, and it happens when iron reacts with oxygen slowly in the presence of moisture to form the hydrated ferric oxide or the iron oxide. Now, what are the various conditions for corrosion to happen? So you can say that it is the presence of both moisture and a gas. That gas may be carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, or oxygen. And if any one of them is absent, the corrosion is not going to happen. So you can again see some corroded objects here. So what is the condition? Moisture and a gas. Particular gases are there which cause the corrosion, and different metals are, as I told you in the previous part, acted upon by the moisture and that gas which causes corrosion in them. So presence of both is required. And how can we prevent? Obviously, you know that corrosion is causing a lot of damage. It will destroy the ship, the bottom part of the ship, which is mostly exposed to the water. It may get damaged if we don't paint them, right? The cost of the things are very much. If they get destroyed easily, then we will have to make it all over again, and that is a costly process. So we need to take care of our things, and corrosion has to be prevented to stop the damage and the loss of money. So there are different ways one we can prevent the corrosion. The first common thing that you might have seen or you might be doing in your house as well is painting. We paint many objects to prevent the rusting. And red lead is used to paint the heavy parts of the buildings and undercarriage of the vehicles and heavy machinery which are generally exposed to moisture and air. Then we also oil them. Like very common example you all might have done is oiling the different parts of your cycles and the hinges of your doors when they start making noise. So also it will prevent the corrosion. It will keep them smooth, and the oil is generally forming a layer over the things in which we put them, and it will stop the moisture and the air to come in contact with the metal. Also greasing is just another form of thicker form of oil, you can say, which is used in the different machineries and the industrial tools. Also it is acting as a lubricant and helping for smooth functioning of the machines. Also oil and grease, they are applied or rubbed on the surface, and they help in prevention of corrosion. Then we have another process called galvanization, where we coat the iron objects with a protective layer of zinc. Now you might have seen galvanized iron buckets, wires, we call them GI wires, and you may have seen the bodies and the fan parts or coolers in your home having the galvanized objects. The another method is tinning. Tinning is the coating of tin which is done on the wrought iron and steel objects to prevent rusting. And here the tinned iron or sheet is called the tin plate, and you might have seen it in the packed food stuff where we pack the different objects like meat, seafood, etc. The fruits and soups, they are all packed in this tin plate. And the colorful cakes and biscuits that you eat, children, they are also sometimes packed in the tin plates. And another process is electroplating. Here we are generally making a thin layer of metals like chromium or nickel on the other metal which may corrode. And with the help of electricity this is done, so it's called electroplating. And also you will see it acts as a protective and also a decorative layer. So it looks beautiful, it looks very nice, it's look very attractive. And electroplating is done for vehicle parts also, like doorknobs and the bathroom fittings. So you can see some electroplated surfaces here. So with this I am sure today you have understood how the different metals corrode and how we can prevent that corrosion. This is a part of your chapter metals and non-metals. If you have liked the video, please don't forget to hit the like button and give your valuable comments. Thank you for watching.